Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are doing okay. I personally am doing, I guess okay is probably the best word I could use to describe my daily life at the moment. As you can tell, I got a haircut. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm curious if you guys prefer the long hair, if you want it to stay short. I personally, at this point, I think I prefer the long hair. I'm going to be cash money with you. Right? But a little bit of a side note, just because it didn't seem like the algorithm really liked it, but I made a cooking video last week where I posted a how-to making Mrs. Racer's pancakes from Speed Racer. To be entirely honest with you, it was like the first time I had ever attempted to make pancakes. I'm a waffle man. So pancakes was a challenge. And if you really want to see a man struggle making pancakes and or learn how to make pancakes, I recommend going watch that. It has currently like 8 views. So I'm assuming the algorithm really didn't like me posting something other than a movie review. But I want that video to do well because I really enjoyed making it. So without further ado, let's hop into the actual point of this video, which being, English is not easy. The movie If. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I went into this movie expecting a solid 5, maybe 6 on my scaling system, but I gotta be honest, it was a pleasant surprise. I'm not going to say it was really, really good, because it could not be for everybody, or it's not really for everybody, okay? And there are a few jokes that didn't really land for me, although me being a 23-year-old adult man, I don't know if I'm fully the target audience, but still, some of the jokes were just a little too bland, I would say. However, the concept of the movie, now I'm gonna tell you the concept, but I'm not gonna spoil anything because I do think you guys should go see this movie. It was good enough that I'm gonna recommend you guys going and seeing it. The concept of the movie is your imaginary friends that you make when you're a kid are actual real entities that you slowly lose the ability to see the older you get because you stop believing in them. Which I think is a really interesting concept. I mean, it's kind of like Santa Claus in a way, you know? There's a lot that you could do with this concept, this general theme. And with the way that Hollywood has been going the last few years, it was the main reason why I was going into this with the expectation of it not being very good, is lately movies have sucked. Hard stop. I think everybody can agree that movies have just kind of sucked. Like I said, I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. And I'm going to be honest, it was pretty good. It was very entertaining. I think the acting was done really, really well. I know that some people find Ryan Reynolds to be kind of annoying, especially because a lot of people seem to think that he plays the same character, aka he plays as Ryan Reynolds in every single movie. But the thing is Ryan Reynolds is entertaining. Hard stop. He's a funny, entertaining guy. And if they want him to play himself, and he seems to be getting all of these roles playing himself, he's got to be entertaining to at least some people. I happen to be one of those people. I think he's very funny in some of his movies. There are a few movies that he seemed to be a little bit much. Ryan Reynolds' character, I don't remember his name, so I'm just going to call him Ryan. Ryan's character was like a very disgruntled, just kind of depressed character who seemed to be sick of everybody's stuff. Like, unironically was just done with the world. And I think Ryan does a really, really good job of portraying that. There's something in the way that he looked in like his eyes and the way he carried himself, that it was very clear that he was carrying a lot of weight. There was a burden on his shoulders. I was able to see it about a third of the way through the movie, and honestly, I didn't think it was like I feel like they could have done a better job of trying to make that a bigger plot point. But with what they did, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I want you guys to go watch this, and maybe I'm just different, and I was able to see it early. I mean, my girlfriend didn't see it until it had happened, but I really think that this movie, it had a goal, right? And its goal was to be a good family movie. If accomplished that goal, it's a good quality, well written, well acted movie that I think did a good job. I mean, there's this whole section at the very beginning. I'm going to tell you about it because it is the first like 10 seconds of the movie, or probably like closer to 2 minutes, where you watch the main character's mom die. Okay, that is the first 2 minutes of the movie. It's a montage of like home movie clips and images and photos and stuff of you watching this little girl's mom die. But something that I found both morbidly funny and just downright not okay, but also okay, was they had this cheerful music playing in the background. Like, it was this upbeat, happy music while you're watching this lady die. Like, literally, she's dying of cancer, and you're watching it happen. There's like tra-la-la music playing in the background. It is... Maybe I just have a broken sense of humor, but I found it actually really funny. As I'm sure you guys have gathered by now, I like rating movies and I like watching movies that give you the experience of feeling things. I really enjoy feeling things from movies, right? This movie really does a good job of making you feel things, especially if you've been affected by anything relating to family, like losing a family member. That's the beginning of the movie, and it only grows from there, right? I fully feel and believe that if this movie is a glance into the future of family movies, we're gonna be in good shape. I think if we just say between the years of like 2018 to the years of 2023, or I should really say the beginning of 2024, because Kung Fu Panda came out this year, and I don't even want to talk about. Oh my, that was a really bad movie, and we're just gonna that's our timeline. 2018 to the beginning of 2024. If that is the timeline in which crappy movies have already like extended their stay and they're done, we're no longer going to be getting those, and we can move on to what this movie was, which was a pretty good quality family movie that was highly entertaining, relatively funny, very well acted, and the CGI honestly worked really, really well for the movie. The only CGI that I could really like tell was CGI was the characters themselves. There was a lot of practical effects and a lot of practical locations, which I think was very important to put in there as a contrast to the CGI characters, the ifs of the movie. Which, speaking of which, have you guys like thought of like what your imaginary friend would have looked like? I would have to imagine that mine is probably some dog type character, because I was practically raised by a dog, and also has some Spider-Man elements, so maybe like a Spider-Man dog. Because I swear to God, from the time I was like 2 till I was 7, I was Spider-Man. Every Halloween, I was Spider-Man. And I'm really curious, as I don't think I ever had an imaginary friend, but if I were to have one, I think it would be a Spider-Man dog. But I'm curious as to what your guys is like. What were your imaginary friends? Describe them in the comments below, because I'm really curious. I really want to know like how how weird of your characters are, because some of the characters in this movie really weird looking, like the ballerina fly butterfly. She kind of looked like a fly until she got her butterfly wings. Prior to that, she looked like a fly wearing a ballerina dress. And then there's just the giant blue fur ball, and then a teddy bear, and then Kevin, who is an invisible if, which is hilarious, by the way. That was probably the funniest parts of the movie, was whenever Kevin was just, I want to know what he looks like. I know he's an invisible if, but is he like super short, or does he always lay on the ground? Because Ryan's character kept on tripping on him, and it was so funny. I don't know what it was about that. It was so unbelievably funny for me. It was so stupid. And that's like a good look into the comedy without spoiling anything. It's silly comedy. So if you're not into silly comedy, or you're not really into family movies, it's probably not a good pick for you. But if you're a family, if you're like a mom, a dad, or even a younger child, or even if you're just like me and can really appreciate a good family movie, I would recommend watching this movie. And now I'm going to give it a score of 8 out of 10. There were, like I said, some of the comedy didn't really land with me. Some of the scenes seemed a little weird. I don't know how to describe it. You'll just have to go and watch it, and you'll probably see what I mean. But I really liked the message. I really liked the idea behind it, and I really liked how it really kind of came together with a big old beautiful bow at the end, right? So I believe that is about all that I have to say about this movie. If you have any questions or anything to say about the movie, or want to describe your if, leave them comments down below. And if you're interested in watching me struggle to make pancakes, I'll leave a link down in the description, so you guys can go watch that. I really, really hope you guys watch that, because I really enjoyed making that video. So I'm thinking about making twice baked potatoes for next time. That one would be my own recipe instead of using somebody else's recipe. But with that, I think I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.